Hey guys, it's Kristen, and it's time for another book versus movie review. Today I'm talking about Paper Towns. Paper Towns is the latest book-to-movie adaptation by John Green. We already got The Fault in Our Stars, and up next we're probably getting Looking for Alaska because they already picked a director. Paper Towns stars Nat Wolff as Quentin, who is in love with his next-door neighbor, Margot Roth-Spiegelman, played by Cara Delevingne. Q is that kid who does not want to be in any trouble. He hasn't done any wild and crazy things in high school. But that all changes when Margot shows up at his house one day and asks him for help getting back at all the people that have wronged her in high school. He agrees to go, they have a great time, and he's really excited, thinking that the next day at school things are going to be totally different, they're going to be together, it's going to be great. But instead, Margot just doesn't show up. She completely disappears, and she is a girl who has always loved mysteries, so when Q starts finding all these clues everywhere, he knows that Margot has left them for him so that he can go and find her. So he and his friends all get together and they go on a road trip to go find Margot. I really enjoyed the story of Paper Towns. I think the core message of, people put other people up on a pedestal and kind of project on them what they think that person is, but that's not really true. I think that's like a really cool idea for a story. I love how the story takes Margot and makes her out to be this girl that is mysterious and everyone wants to be her. She goes on all these crazy adventures, but it really turns out that she doesn't even know who she is, and she feels like she is like a paper person and wants to leave to find herself. I think that's really an interesting story. There were a lot of differences between the book and the movie, but I thought that the changes they made were really, really good, and I was glad that they made those changes, and I think it made the story work better. You had, for instance, Angela, who is this smaller character in the book, Radar's girlfriend, but in the movie they included her and everything. She's on the road trip, and I thought that the scenes between Radar and Angela were really great. I loved all of the friends, Ben and Lacey. I thought all of them were just really strong characters, and they were really very true to the book. You have Ben, who acts like he's a ladies' man but really doesn't know anything, and says these silly things, calls women honey bunnies or whatever. And he also had this really great moment in the book where he had a beer can sword that was glued to his hand, and they did that in the movie. They stay true to Radar, who his parents collect black Santas, and they had this really cool dynamic. The three friends, Radar, Ben, and Q, they were really funny. There was a scene where they sang the Pokemon theme song, and it was just, really funny and endearing to see them all together, just being silly and goofy and friends. And I thought that that was some of the best moments of the movie, is the friendships. Another one of my favorite scenes is, I love the scene in the book and in the movie, when they have to stop at a rest stop on their road trip, and they have to, run quickly to get food, go to the bathroom, get gas, and it was so funny to see it brought to life, and we got the guest appearance by Ansel Elgort, who was in The Fault in Our Stars. I thought Q definitely changed throughout the story, more so in the movie than in the book. From what I remember in the book, he found Margot and she kind of was like, I didn't really want you to find me, why are you here? And they sort of have a moment, but at the same time, he has basically let high school, go by and was just too preoccupied with Margot to actually have fun or do anything, and he doesn't go to prom. He's just still kind of negative. And in the movie, they made it so much more positive. Margot's like, I'm so sorry you came to find me, and he's like, no, actually, finding you was great because we got to do all these things that we've never done before. They skipped school, they went to their first party, they, went on this road trip, and they would never have done any of those things without her. And then Q does end up going to prom, and he just really appreciates his friends more and realizes they only have a limited time left, and they really take advantage of that. And I thought that that was just such a great message. When it comes to Cara Delevingne as Margot Roth-Spiegelman, there was just something about her that I didn't like. I don't know if it's because I could kind of hear a little bit of Cara's British accent coming in at some points, but there were some moments where I was like, oh yeah, like this is great, I'm really you know, feeling this movie and I think that she's doing a great job. And there were other moments where I was like, wow, she's really trying to act. I mean, I wanted to like her, but there was just something about Cara in that role that it just didn't click for me. And I thought that Margot was one of the weaker parts of the movie. They did a great job of cutting this movie down a little bit, because in the book they just really go on and on and on trying to find the clues, and it's kind of spread over a really long period of time, whereas in the movie it felt like it was moving a little bit faster. They definitely saw the clues, but it wasn't as detailed to find them. In the book, they go to SeaWorld. In the movie, they don't go there, but they do mention it, which I thought was a cool kind of throw to that in the book. Radar in the book creates Omnictionary, which is kind of like a Wikipedia. In the movie, they have it, although they don't really go into it, they just kind of show it. So we don't learn that Radar created it or anything like that and get that backstory, but it was cool that they kind of gave a shout out to it in the movie. Overall, I really loved all of the changes that they made to this movie. I thought they made it more compact and clearer. I thought the story was more positive and also more diverse, and I just really enjoyed this movie. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. I would love to know what you guys thought about this movie. Make sure to leave a comment below. Also, if you found any other book to movie differences, let me know. But those are the ones that stood out to me. Make sure to click that subscribe button if you like my videos, because I come out with new ones every week. See ya!